luxury made a mistake. For decades, value meant diamonds, rubies, emeralds, safe colors, familiar names. That rule is breaking fast. Now electric blue stones are outselling expectations. Neon green gems are entering elite collections. One glowing gem looks brighter than it should even exist. Private buyers notice first. The public is only starting to catch up. And the stone at number 10 proves this shift began somewhere almost nobody expected. Ranked 10th, neon apatite, the forgotten neon stone. Quietly returning to luxury. Luxury markets often move in cycles. Some stones explode into fame overnight. Others disappear for decades, quietly dismissed as secondary, too soft, too unfamiliar, or simply overshadowed by bigger names. But every so often, the market circles back to something it once underestimated. That is exactly what is happening with neon apatite. At first glance, the reaction is immediate. Electric blue, tropical lagoon green, a brightness that looks almost artificial under display lights. In a world dominated for generations by predictable luxury colors, white diamonds, deep rubies, classic emerald greens, apatite feels different. It feels modern, and modern taste is becoming powerful. Today's luxury buyer is no longer impressed by tradition alone. Recognition still matters, but individuality matters more. Private collectors, boutique jewelers, and younger high-spend clients increasingly search for stones that look rare before anyone asks the price. Stones that start conversations. Stones that feel discovered, not inherited. That shift creates space for gems like apatite. For years, apatite lived in the shadow of better-known names. Many admired the color, but few treated it seriously. Now that same vivid saturation is becoming an advantage. In carefully designed pendants, cocktail rings, and collector pieces, neon apatite delivers something expensive buyers quietly chase, visual impact no ordinary diamond can imitate. Its appeal is not built on size, it is built on reaction. Across luxury retail, that reaction matters more than ever. When someone stops walking to stare through the glass, color has already won. And neon apatite has the kind of color that interrupts movement. There's another reason this stone is gaining attention: rarity of top material. Truly vivid, clean examples with strong neon presence are far less common than casual buyers assume. That means standout pieces often disappear quickly once they reach the right showroom or collector network. Still, apatite remains underestimated, which is exactly why it belongs on this list. Markets often reward what the public notices last. Neon apatite may never replace legacy giants completely. That is not its role. Its role is more interesting than that. It signals where luxury taste is heading, away from obvious status toward unforgettable beauty. And if number 10 is already this disruptive, the next stone proves the market has been overlooking brilliance in plain sight. Ranked 9th, blue zircon, the neon gem that outshines stones costing far more. Not every luxury shift begins with rarity. Sometimes it begins with performance. For decades, gemstone buyers were taught to judge value through reputation. Certain names carried prestige, while others were quietly ignored no matter how impressive they looked in person. That old system is starting to crack, and blue zircon is one of the clearest examples. Under light, the effect can be startling. Sharp flashes, electric blue fire, a brilliance that feels alive the moment it moves. Many stones display color, fewer create motion. Blue zircon does both, sending bright reflections across every facet with an intensity that surprises first-time viewers almost instantly. That surprise matters in today's market. Luxury buyers increasingly respond to experience rather than labels. If a gem creates a stronger emotional reaction in 3 seconds than a famous stone creates in 30, attention shifts quickly. In private showrooms and boutique jewelry spaces, blue zircon has been benefiting from exactly that dynamic. Its strongest advantage is simple. It often looks more expensive than people expect. Placed beside traditional options in the right setting, blue zircon can deliver a visual energy that rivals gems with far larger reputations. It catches the eye faster. It photographs brilliantly. It creates the kind of sparkle many buyers assume only premium classics can provide. That makes it dangerous to old hierarchies. Because once buyers realize beauty does not always follow branding, they begin asking different questions. They stop asking what everyone recognizes. They start asking what actually impresses. Blue zircon also carries another luxury trait that sophisticated buyers respect: character. Unlike sterile perfection, it often feels vivid, lively, and distinctly natural. In a market where many consumers are growing tired of predictable choices, personality has become valuable. The public still underestimates this stone, which gives insiders an advantage. Designers looking for fresh color stories, collectors seeking overlooked brilliance, and clients wanting something uncommon without sacrificing impact are all helping blue zircon rise quietly in the background. This is how market shifts often happen, not with headlines but with repeated private decisions. Blue zircon may not dominate billboards or legacy advertising campaigns. It does something more important. It wins in the moment of comparison. And once buyers start comparing, reputation alone becomes much less powerful. If this stone proves visual performance can challenge tradition, the next rank reveals something even more disruptive: the generation of buyers rewriting luxury itself. Ranked 8th, electric sapphire, the neon stone rising. Because buyers no longer want their parents' luxury. A quiet divide has opened inside the luxury world. Older buying habits were built around recognition. A prestigious stone needed a familiar name, a safe color, and a history everyone already understood. For years that formula worked, but newer high-end buyers are approaching jewelry with a completely different mindset. They are not searching for what impressed the last generation. They are searching for what feels personal, modern, and unmistakably theirs. That shift helps explain the growing attention around electric sapphire. Sapphires have always carried status, but the market once favored predictable tones: deep royal blue, elegant, and traditional. Today, more buyers are drawn toward vivid neon blues, bright teal flashes, and highly saturated shades that feel energetic rather than formal. The prestige of sapphire remains, but the emotional style has changed. That combination is powerful. It offers the security of a respected gemstone with the freshness of a new visual identity. In luxury psychology, that is a rare advantage. Buyers get heritage and individuality at the same time. Across designer collections, custom engagement jewelry, and upscale boutique settings, brighter sapphires are appearing more often for exactly that reason. They signal confidence without repeating old formulas. They look expensive without looking expected. And expectation fatigue is real. Many affluent buyers already know what a diamond ring looks like. They know what classic emerald earrings communicate. What increasingly captures attention now is something familiar enough to trust, but bold enough to feel discovered. Electric sapphire lives in that sweet spot. There is also a practical side to its rise. Color photographs matter more than ever in a digital luxury market. Private previews, online sourcing, collector messaging, and social sharing all reward gemstones that command attention instantly. A neon-toned sapphire can do in one image what muted stones often need a showroom to achieve. That gives it modern leverage. The most sophisticated market changes rarely begin with mass demand. They begin when a smaller group of tastemakers starts choosing differently. Then everyone else notices later. Electric sapphire is benefiting from that exact sequence now. It does not reject tradition. It updates it, and that may be the most dangerous kind of competitor to old luxury standards, one that keeps the prestige while replacing the personality. If a classic gemstone can reinvent itself through color, the next rank reveals a stone that never needed legacy at all, because insiders were already whispering about it long before the public noticed. Ranked 7th, Maheng Spinel, the neon gem. Luxury designers notice before everyone else. Long before the wider market reacts, luxury trends usually begin in smaller rooms. Private buying appointments, design studios, trade shows closed to the public, conversations where professionals study stones under proper light and make decisions months before consumers ever hear the name. That early stage matters because it often reveals what the next wave of luxury will look like. For several years, one gemstone kept appearing in those circles: Maheng Spinel. Its strongest pieces carry an intensity that can feel almost unreal. Hot pink, vivid red, sometimes glowing with neon brightness that seems lit from within. In a display tray full of expensive gems, Mahane Spinel has a habit of pulling the eye first. Not gradually, immediately. That kind of visual authority is rare. Luxury designers understand something many casual buyers miss. The most powerful jewelry piece is not always the largest or most famous. It is the one impossible to ignore. A gemstone that creates instant focus gives designers freedom. Simpler settings can look elite. Smaller stones can feel dramatic. Color becomes the centerpiece. Mahane Spinel delivers exactly that. It also benefits from timing. Modern luxury has moved towards self-expression. Buyers increasingly want jewelry that says taste, not tradition. They want compliments followed by questions. They want people asking, "What stone is that?" This gem performs beautifully in that moment. Unlike legacy stones with instantly recognizable identities, Mahane Spinel carries mystery. It often creates admiration first, curiosity second. That sequence is powerful because emotional desire forms before price comparisons or old brand assumptions begin. Professionals notice this early. Collectors appreciated the saturation. Designers appreciated the attention-grabbing color. Dealers appreciated how quickly exceptional stones stood out against more predictable inventory. When multiple experts respond to the same gem for different reasons, momentum tends to build quietly beneath the surface. Another factor helps fuel demand. Fine material is not endless. Top Mahenge stones with strong color and lively presence are not casually abundant. As standout pieces disappear into private collections or custom jewelry, replacement becomes less simple. That creates pressure without needing headlines. Mahane Spinel is not rising because of mass advertising. It is rising because people closest to beautiful objects kept choosing it first. That is often how true luxury trends begin. By the time the public fully recognizes a gemstone, insiders have usually moved early, and sometimes moved repeatedly. If this rank shows how private tastemakers can lift a stone quietly, the next entry reveals what happens when scarcity itself starts becoming part of the attraction. Ranked 6th, Savorite Garnet, the neon green gem, becoming harder to ignore and harder to find. Some gemstones rise because fashion notices them. Others rise because supply begins to tighten while demand quietly grows. That second path is often more powerful. When a beautiful stone remains widely available, buyers can wait. Retailers can delay decisions. Collectors assume another piece will appear later. But when exceptional examples become less predictable to source, psychology changes fast. Urgency enters the room. That is where Savorite Garnet now stands. Its color alone explains much of the fascination. Rich green with vivid brightness, often cleaner and livelier than many buyers expect, Savorite offers a fresh kind of luxury presence. It does not carry the darker, more formal mood associated with some traditional green gems. Instead, it feels energetic, modern, and alive under light. That distinction matters. Green has always symbolized wealth, growth, and refinement. But modern buyers increasingly want those signals delivered with more brightness and less tradition. Savorite does exactly that. It feels upscale without feeling old-fashioned. Yet beauty is only part of the story. What truly elevates a gemstone in sophisticated markets is the growing realization that standout material is not unlimited. Fine Savorite with strong saturation, attractive size, and lively brilliance can be significantly harder to secure than casual shoppers assume. Many only discover this after trying to source one seriously. Luxury buyers tend to respond strongly when scarcity meets aesthetics. Once people realize a stone is both visually compelling and less common than expected, hesitation often disappears. Waiting starts to feel risky. Private clients begin reserving pieces earlier. Dealers become more selective. Designers secure stones before collections are announced. This pattern has helped Savorite move upward quietly. It also benefits from comparison fatigue. Many affluent buyers already know the standard choices for green gemstones. They have seen them repeatedly in advertising, legacy collections, and predictable designs. Savorite offers a more interesting answer. green prestige with a sharper identity. That identity feels increasingly valuable. There is also a confidence signal attached to choosing it. Selecting Savorite suggests knowledge rather than imitation. It communicates taste shaped by discovery, not simply by famous names. In modern luxury culture, that subtle distinction carries weight. The public still tends to underestimate how quickly niche demand can tighten a category. Markets do not always need millions of buyers to shift. Sometimes a relatively small number of informed buyers is enough. Savorite Garnet is proving that now. Its rise is not loud. It is not built on celebrity campaigns or mass hype. It is built on a simpler force. People wanting something beautiful, scarce, and smarter than the obvious option. If scarcity can quietly transform a green gemstone into a stronger luxury contender, the next rank reveals a stone whose color is so intense that scarcity barely needs an explanation at all. Ranked 5th, Fire Opal, the neon gem that wins before anyone asks the price. Certain gemstones earn attention through reputation. Others need certificates, history, or famous names to justify their place in luxury. Then there are stones that bypass all of that and win instantly through pure visual force. Fire Opal belongs in that rare category. Even from across a room, exceptional examples can command attention with blazing orange, molten gold, or bright sunset flashes that seem almost impossible to ignore. Many gemstones reveal their beauty slowly under close inspection. Fire Opal often does the opposite. It announces itself immediately. That immediate reaction has become extremely valuable. Modern luxury buying is faster, more visual, and more emotional than many traditionalists admit. Whether inside a boutique showroom, during a private preview, or through high-end digital presentation, the first few seconds now matter enormously. If a stone creates fascination before explanation begins, it already holds an advantage. Fire Opal excels in that moment. Its color does something classic. White stones often cannot. It creates warmth. It feels energetic, bold, alive. In jewelry, that energy can transform an entire piece. A simple ring becomes memorable. A pendant becomes conversation-worthy. Earrings become signature pieces rather than accessories. Luxury buyers notice that difference. Many affluent clients today are not searching for another safe purchase. They already own safe purchases. They are searching for emotion, individuality, and objects that feel impossible to mistake for anyone else's jewelry. Fire Opal offers precisely that kind of presence. There is another reason this gem is rising: confidence culture. Choosing Fire Opal communicates bold taste. It suggests someone comfortable stepping beyond traditional status symbols. Instead of repeating what luxury was supposed to look like 20 years ago, it embraces what luxury can feel like now. Personal, expressive, unforgettable. That message resonates strongly with current market behavior. Designers also appreciate how efficiently Fire Opal creates drama. A vivid center stone often needs less surrounding complexity because the color carries the design on its own. That can make jewelry feel cleaner, sharper, and more modern. And while demand grows, top stones with strong transparency, lively brightness, and premium color are not endless. Exceptional pieces tend to move quickly once seen by the right buyer. This is how visual shock becomes market momentum. Fire Opal does not need everyone to understand gemology. It does not need old prestige systems to approve it. It only needs one glance under the right light, and many decisions are already half made. Some gemstones persuade through logic. Fire Opal persuades through instinct. If raw visual power can push a gem this high, the next rank reveals what happens when the market starts treating color itself as collectible art. Ranked 4th, Black Opal, the neon gem that became serious. The moment auctions took notice. Markets often admire beauty long before they respect it. A gemstone may be praised in jewelry stores, loved by collectors, and photographed endlessly online, yet still remain outside the highest tier of prestige. Then something changes. Major buyers begin competing. Auction houses feature exceptional examples. Price is strengthened publicly. At that point, admiration becomes validation. That turning point has elevated black opal. Unlike many gemstones built around a single body color, black opal can display entire worlds inside one stone. Electric green flashes, neon blue rivers, crimson fire, violet bursts, shifting across the surface with movement and light. The finest examples do not merely sparkle, they perform. That distinction matters in elite markets. Collectors at the high end rarely chase objects that look static. They gravitate toward pieces that feel alive, rare, and impossible to duplicate. A top black opal can change appearance from angle to angle, revealing new colors each time it turns. That creates an ownership experience few traditional stones can match. Auction buyers understand experiential rarity. When a remarkable black opal reaches the right stage, bidders are not just evaluating weight or clarity. They are responding to pattern, intensity, brightness, movement, and uniqueness. No two elite stones are truly identical. That individuality increases tension the moment multiple serious buyers want the same piece. Once auctions reinforce value publicly, private demand usually follows. Luxury clients who may have hesitated before suddenly see evidence. Designers gain confidence using stronger opals in statement pieces. Collectors begin searching earlier. Dealers become more selective about what qualifies as premium inventory. That cycle has helped black opal rise far beyond decorative status. It also benefits from a wider cultural shift. Many affluent buyers no longer want luxury objects that feel interchangeable. They want something recognizable in quality, but impossible to clone. Black opal offers exactly that combination. A powerful stone can be memorable enough that owners mentally identify it as their piece, not just another gemstone. That emotional ownership is valuable. There is also a growing appreciation for color complexity itself. Instead of one prestigious hue, black opal can deliver several in constant motion. In a market increasingly drawn to dynamic beauty, that becomes a major advantage. This gem did not rise because tradition handed it permission. It rose because enough sophisticated buyers kept responding to what they saw. And once public validation enters the equation, markets often accelerate quickly. Black opal now stands in a category many once underestimated: serious luxury. If auction recognition can transform a gemstone into elite territory, the next rank reveals a different kind of power, where wealth buyers seek stones precisely because most people still do not recognize them. Rank third, chrome tourmaline, the neon gem chosen by buyers who no longer need recognition. At a certain level of wealth, luxury psychology changes completely. Early success often seeks visibility. Recognizable brands, famous stones, obvious signals of expense. But once status is already established, many buyers begin moving in the opposite direction. They no longer need strangers to understand value instantly. In fact, subtlety often becomes more attractive than display. That is where chrome tourmaline becomes powerful. Its finest material carries an intensely vivid green, clean, saturated, luminous, and often richer than many expect from a stone outside mainstream conversation. Under strong light, top examples can appear almost electrified, glowing with a freshness that feels more modern than many traditional prestige gems. Yet most casual observers still do not know the name. That lack of mass recognition can be an advantage. Sophisticated buyers frequently gravitate toward objects that reward knowledge. A gemstone admired by experts but overlooked by the general public offers something obvious. Luxury cannot. Privacy. It allows ownership of beauty and rarity without repeating the same signals seen everywhere else. Chrome tourmaline fits that desire elegantly. In private jewelry commissions and curated collections, it appeals to clients who want green brilliance without walking the most predictable path. It communicates discernment rather than imitation, taste rather than trend following. Those distinctions matter deeply in upper luxury tiers. Another reason this stone is climbing is visual efficiency. It often delivers rich color impact without needing oversized dimensions or heavily ornate settings. A well-cut chrome tourmaline in refined design can feel sharp, modern, and quietly expensive. That understated strength resonates with buyers growing tired of louder luxury language. The market has also become more educated. Clients research more, compare more, and rely less on legacy assumptions. Once buyers realize exceptional beauty exists beyond the usual short list of famous names, categories like chrome tourmaline gain momentum, and momentum at the top does not need mass numbers. A relatively small group of informed, affluent buyers can reshape demand quickly when supply remains selective. Fine stones disappear into private ownership. Designers reserve notable pieces early. Dealers hold stronger material for serious clients rather than casual traffic. That creates a market few outsiders notice until prices have already moved. Chrome tourmaline is not trying to win popularity contests. It is serving a different audience entirely, people who value what others miss. That is often where enduring luxury demand becomes strongest, because when buyers no longer need recognition, freedom of choice expands dramatically. If hidden exclusivity can lift a gemstone this high, the next rank reveals a stone that did more than attract elite taste. It changed modern luxury expectations altogether. Ranked second, Paraiba tourmaline, the neon gem that forced luxury to redefine what rare looks like. Some gemstones rise within the rules. Others change the rules entirely. For generations, rarity in luxury jewelry was often associated with familiar signals, historic names, traditional colors, and stones the public had already been taught to admire. Then Paraiba tourmaline entered the conversation and exposed how incomplete that old definition had become. Its effect was immediate. Electric blue, neon green, glowing turquoise with an internal brightness so vivid it can appear almost lit from within. Even seasoned collectors who had handled countless fine gems often stopped the moment they saw a top Paraiba for the first time. Not because it looked traditional, but because it looked unlike anything tradition had prepared them for. That distinction changed markets. Luxury buyers are deeply responsive to moments of visual shock when paired with true scarcity. Many stones are beautiful. Far fewer create disbelief. Paraiba tourmaline did both. It introduced a color experience that legacy categories could not easily replicate, while top material remained exceptionally limited. That combination is powerful enough to reset taste. Once collectors accepted that a smaller, lesser-known stone could provoke stronger desire than larger classic gems, priorities began to shift. Designers started building entire pieces around Paraiba centers. High-end buyers pursued vivid saturation over old prestige formulas. Auction rooms and private dealers increasingly treated elite examples as serious trophy acquisitions. This was more than popularity. It was proof that luxury responds to emotional impact as much as history. Paraiba also arrived at the right cultural moment. Modern buyers increasingly value uniqueness over repetition. They want something even well-informed people rarely encounter. They want ownership of beauty that feels improbable. Paraiba answers that desire almost perfectly. Its strongest stones do not merely look expensive, they look impossible. That visual identity matters enormously in contemporary wealth psychology. Objects that appear unattainable often carry stronger magnetism than objects everyone already understands. Supply pressure adds another layer. Fine Paraiba with exceptional glow, clean presentation, and premium saturation is not casually replaceable. When serious buyers encounter outstanding stones, hesitation can be costly. That tends to accelerate demand at the highest levels. Few gems in recent history have managed to reshape both design trends and collector behavior so clearly. Paraiba tourmaline did exactly that. It proved that modern luxury no longer belongs only to the old names. It belongs to the stones capable of creating unforgettable reactions. And yet, even after changing the rules, Paraiba is not the final rank, because one gemstone now rising combines beauty, scarcity, prestige, and future demand in a way that may define the next chapter of elite collecting. In first place, Dementoy Garnet, the neon gem, quietly positioned to define tomorrow's luxury status. The highest level of luxury rarely announces itself early. By the time a gemstone becomes universally recognized as elite, the most informed buyers have usually moved years ahead. They acquired quietly, collected selectively, and paid attention while the wider market remained distracted by louder names. That early movement is often where the next status symbol begins. Dementoid garnet now stands in that position. Among experts, it has long been respected for extraordinary fire, sharp brilliance, and a vivid green that can appear almost illuminated in exceptional stones. But today, something more significant is happening. The qualities once appreciated mainly by connoisseurs are aligning perfectly with modern luxury demand. That is a powerful moment for any gemstone. Current buyers increasingly want four things at once: beauty, rarity, individuality, and credibility. Many stones deliver one or two. Very few satisfy all four convincingly. Dementoid has a rare ability to do exactly that. Its visual performance is immediate. Fine stones flash intensely, often with remarkable sparkle that surprises those expecting garnet to behave like a secondary category. That surprise creates emotional impact. Buyers feel they have discovered something hidden inside a familiar name. Its rarity adds weight. Top demantoid with rich color, lively brilliance, and strong overall presence is far less common than casual markets assume. Exceptional examples do not flood showcases. They tend to circulate through specialist dealers, private collections, and selective high-end channels. Scarcity at that level strengthens prestige naturally. Then comes identity. Choosing demantoid suggests knowledge. It communicates independence from mainstream buying scripts. Instead of selecting what advertising made famous, owners choose what expertise made valuable. In affluent circles, that distinction can matter more than logos or predictable symbols. There is also a timing advantage. As luxury culture shifts away from obvious display and toward informed taste, gemstones with genuine merit but lower mass visibility become increasingly attractive. Demantoid fits that trend almost perfectly. It feels refined, intelligent, and ahead of the curve. That is how future status symbols often look in the beginning. Not loud, not everywhere, not universally understood, just quietly desired by the people who influence taste later. Dementoid garnet may never dominate mainstream counters the way legacy stones once did, and that may be precisely why its appeal is growing. Scarcity, beauty, and insider recognition create stronger long-term magnetism than familiarity alone. Traditional luxury was built on names everyone knew. Modern luxury is increasingly built on what only a few understand first, and no stone on this list captures that shift more clearly than dementoid garnet. Luxury rarely changes in public. It changes quietly, inside private collections, designer studios, and the buying decisions most people never see. That is why these neon gemstones matter. They are more than beautiful stones. They are signals, signs that prestige is shifting away from old rules, familiar names, and predictable choices toward rarity, individuality, and unforgettable color. Some of today's most desired gems were once overlooked, and some of tomorrow's most valuable stones may still be underestimated right now. Which gemstone on this list deserved the number one spot, and which rising neon stone should appear in the next countdown? If rare gemstones, hidden value, and the future of luxury are worth watching, the next story begins soon.